Hi, my name's Christine Ross. Welcome to my men's grooming video. I'm going to show you how my clients get ready for their corporate headshots. So the first step is going to be to hydrate the skin. I'm using Miriam AD. This is a great basic moisturizer for all skin types. Ken is a little bit oily through the T-zone, so I'm just going to apply the moisturizer where he needs it. This will help optimize any kind of product that I'm going to be using to give him an even skin tone, help with any dark circles or redness in the skin. It gives him the optimal skin foundation for the grooming that we're going to be doing today. The next step is I'm going to prime his skin. The primer that I'm using, it's a wrinkle smoothing face primer, see if you can see it. I like to use this because it fills in the pores and it's good for all ages. It helps with lines and wrinkles for someone a little bit more mature, and it also helps with pores for someone that's a little bit younger. And you really want to focus around the nose, the cheeks, and the chin. This is where pores tend to get the biggest. This will allow the makeup to smooth right over. Okay, so the next step is we're going to check his facial hair. For some men that have beards and mustaches, a lot of times the hair doesn't always grow out evenly and there can be patches, so you want to check. Ken doesn't have a lot of facial hair because he shaves, so I don't need to fill anything in. But it's always good to check because if they're getting their headshot done and they have some hairs, maybe they'll want to shave before we take the photos. And you always want to check the eyebrows. Check the shape, check for length, see if there's any grooming that you need to do. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to use a concealer brush and you're going to check for any imperfections. You're going to check for any skin discoloration under the eyes, which is blue color or purple that causes dark circles. Sometimes for men, they get, they're a little bit more of a cool tone where their facial hair is. Sometimes you need to cover that up before you apply powder. Any discolorations to look out for are redness, and Ken has a little bit on the cheek and his nose, which is normal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a color that's got a little bit of an orange tone to it. Look up for me, Ken. And I'm going to follow underneath the eye, and this will cancel out any kind of purple tone. This will help Ken look like he's just got a long, wonderful night's sleep without even having to sleep at all. Look up for me. Concealer is amazing. It does great things. Give them a nice, smooth, I just had a day at the spa. Okay, so did that. A place that you might want to apply some concealer where there might be discoloration is on the lids, right above the lash line. So Ken's gonna close his eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and lightly apply concealer just over where I see the discoloration, and I'm going to smooth it over with my pinky finger just to blend it in. And the same thing on this eye, and blend it in with my finger. Okay, so you want to check for any imperfections, and you want to use a concealer that matches his skin tone. Men don't normally need foundation like women do. Men need less makeup, but you do need to cover certain things like redness, any imperfections that you may see. It just takes a few seconds to do, and everything will be completely evened out. Around the nose, it's very, very common for people to have redness around the nose. It's actually the most common area on the face. So you just tap around, check for other imperfections. So after you've applied the concealer, this would be the step where you would groom the facial hair. So I have this brush. This is my favorite for combing through hair and eyebrows. So you're gonna groom through his eyebrows. You always wanna push up. That's the most natural position for the brows. It lifts up the eye area. See if there's anything that you need to fill in. And Ken's got pretty good brows, are nice and full. Good facial hair. Everything's where it needs to be. So the next step is you want to apply lip chap. Men's lips tend to look pretty dry, and you don't want that, and you don't want anything too shiny. But you want something moisturizing enough where their lips won't crack in the photo. So just a little bit of lip chap. Guys usually like it when they have a lip chap that smells really good. That's what they prefer. Makes them happy. So next is the most important step when you're doing men's makeup. It's powdering. This is more important than anything else you're gonna do because men need a very matte look. This is not like women's makeup where you want a glowy complexion. For men, you need to be very matte and very classic. This is how men achieve that very dapper, professional look. I mean, you see it on the red carpet. You see like Brad Pitt and all those famous guys. They are extremely matte. So when you're getting your headshot done, you want to look professional. So you put in a lot of powder and get the skin very matte. Get rid of any kind of shine. It's the best thing you can really do for your skin. So you can use a powder brush like this, but a lot of times I'll use a powder puff like this. This will help set any concealer or makeup that we used, and it won't move. And it'll also help everything look the most natural. So you want to make sure you get around the eyes. Anywhere you applied that concealer, you want to make sure you get there. And press it into the skin. Because you want everything to look as natural as possible. You don't want anyone to ever think that he was wearing any makeup. So you just keep pressing in till you get the entire face. And then any excess you want to remove with the powder brush. And the very last step that I like to do is just make sure the hair looks neat. You don't want it to look messy. You want it to look very professional. You want him to look like himself so that when he gets his headshot and people can see it and they look up his website, they can recognize him when they're doing business with him.